818. Chapter 818. Laying the most solid foundation. The three unique god-level talents merged into one, forming a new talent. Lin Moyu didn't know what level this new talent belonged to. It seemed to have surpassed the scope of unique god-level talents. The effects of the three former talents were not only fully retained but also enhanced. The name of the new talent was simple: Supreme. Lin Moyu felt that this was the talent's way of proving itself, indicating that it was the most powerful talent among all without exception. Moreover, it was only at the first tier with room for growth in the future. The talent's effects would grow stronger along with the talent giant tree. As Lin Moyu was still comprehending the new talent, Antares sighed in amazement.
TSK, your talent giant tree is truly monstrous.
Lin Moyu couldn't help but ask,
What's so monstrous about it?
Antares replied,
It contains 3 laws. Most people's talents don't have any laws, and even if they do, it's just 1 law at most. But yours is different. The life law is the most apparent, but behind it, there are also the power law and the balance law. These 2 laws are deeply hidden, making it difficult for others to sense them.
Lin Moyu indeed sensed other laws, but apart from the life law, he only had a vague feeling about the others and didn't know what they were. Now, hearing Antares' explanation, it all made sense. The life law corresponded to the effect of comprehensive rebirth in the talent. This law was the most obvious and intense, capable of fully restoring even the soul. The life law had reached an extremely profound level. Hidden behind the life law was the power law, corresponding to the amplification effect of the talent, increasing the effect of all spells by 100 times. The balance law corresponded to the talent's effect of sharing damage and life and spirit. The 3 former talents each corresponded to one of the 3 laws. Now that the talents had merged into one, their effects were retained, and so were the laws. Lin Moyu asked,
The life law is a second-tier law. What about the power law and the balance law?
Antares casually replied,
They're the same. All 3 laws are second tier and are among the top in the second tier. I didn't expect your talent to merge into one. That's impressive.
Lin Moyu asked curiously,
Is there a difference? Of course, there's a huge difference.
Antares exclaimed,
The difference is significant.
Lin Moyu showed a humble and eager-to-learn expression, waiting for Antares to explain. This time, Antares didn't keep him in suspense.
Humans can have up to 3 talents. If someone can move out 1 talent, they are considered a genius and worth nurturing. If they can move out 2 talents, they are considered top-tier geniuses, with unparalleled potential. If they have 3.
Lin Moyu immediately understood the implication in Antares' words.
Having 3 would make them a target of envy, and other races would also target them, trying to eliminate them.
Antares chuckled.
Exactly. No race wants another race to produce a top-tier powerhouse. When you enter the great world, you must learn to keep a low profile until you have absolute strength.
The great world is cruel, and Lin Moyu had already learned the rules from Antares. Survival of the fittest, the strong rule. At this moment, the talent giant tree gently swayed, and a branch drooped down, wrapping around Lin Moyu's hand. The soft leaves caressed Lin Moyu's palm. The movement was extremely gentle, like a child acting spoiled. Then, a pure soul power was transmitted through the branch. Lin Moyu's soul body began to glow, and his physical body also started to shine. He instantly leveled up from 88 to 89. Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. He was still about 20% away from level 89, so how did he level up so quickly? 20% of experience would take some time to comprehend the laws. If he were to level up by killing monsters, it would take at least half a day. But now, he leveled up in an instant. Antares clearly knew what was happening.
After the talent seed takes root and sprouts, it will absorb power from the depths of the soul and then feed it back to you. Even if you stop cultivating and comprehending, your level will gradually increase. It will continue to increase until it reaches the limit of your soul level.
Lin Muyu's current soul level was 96, meaning that even if he stopped cultivating and just slept every day, his level would still increase to 96. However, the speed of passive leveling depended on the strength of the talent. The stronger the talent, the more power it would absorb after taking root and sprouting, and the faster the leveling speed. Conversely, it would be much slower. With Lin Muyu's unique god-level talent, combined with a third-tier soul completing the first irrigation, the three talents merged into one, forming a talent giant tree of an unknown level even to Antares. The leveling speed would undoubtedly be astonishingly fast. As his level increased, his soul level would also increase, and the talent would grow stronger. This would create a very positive cycle endlessly. Antares chuckled.
With your intelligence, you should understand this.
Lin Moyu nodded. He indeed understood. In the future, he only needed to focus on improving his soul level and quality. As for leveling up, he no longer needed to worry about it. In fact, many powerhouses in the great world did the same. Although their lifespan increased with their strength and level, they had more things to do. Comprehending laws, improving their soul, and even searching for treasures, all required a lot of time. If they also had to actively cultivate, they would be overwhelmed. Using talents for passive cultivation had become the first choice for countless powerhouses. This way, they could free up a lot of time for other things. Only those who couldn't move their talents out needed to actively cultivate. But those who couldn't move their talents out weren't considered geniuses. As their strength and level increased, the gap between them and the geniuses would grow wider. Lin Moyu exhaled deeply, knowing that his foundation was now truly solid. Since level 80, he had tirelessly moved skill star cores, converting them into spell stars. With his unique talent and Antares' cooperation, he had laid a solid foundation for the future. His combat power had gradually increased, from initially avoiding the Dragon Emperor to later confronting him head-on. Then, he could fight the entire dragon race without them being able to retaliate. Now, even facing super gods, Lin Moyu was fearless. All of this was thanks to Antares' help. Without it, he wouldn't have been able to walk this path to supreme power.
Thank you.
Lin Moyu sincerely thanked Antares. He had thanked Antares many times before, but never as sincerely as now. All the accumulation over time had turned into two seemingly insignificant words at this moment. Antares nonchalantly said,
No need to be so polite. I was just passing the time since I was bored. But if you really want to thank me, don't hold back when I ask you to help kill someone in the future.
Lin Moyu smiled.
We are friends. Yes, we are friends, so there's no need to say thank you. Now go. You need to return to your world to become a god. You can't stay here.
A terrifying giant hand appeared in the sky. 819. Chapter 819. I'll open a path for you. In the human world, space suddenly shattered, and Lin Moyu rushed out, diving headfirst into the vast ocean, causing towering waves. The once calm sea became turbulent and took a long time to calm down. Lin Moyu floated up from underwater, lying spread eagle on the surface of the sea. It was deep night in the human world, with countless stars shining brightly, reflecting on the sea's surface. He hadn't breathed the air of the human world for a long time. Antares had slapped him back into the human world, causing his undead army to collapse once again, showing no mercy. Lin Moyu lay motionless, floating with the waves, enjoying the rare, peaceful moment. After slapping Lin Moyu away, Antares half closed its eyes.
That brat has gotten tougher.
It had used the power of a third-tier true god. The new talent had once again enhanced Lin Muyu's damage resistance. The spell amplification had increased to 100 times. This amplification wasn't effective for all spells. Passive spells like status immunity and undead immortality weren't amplified. However, for passive spells like physical resistance and elemental resistance, the amplification worked, increasing Lin Muyu's immunity to physical and elemental law attacks by 100 times. The damage reduction effect of damage transfer also increased to 100 times. With the dual amplification, Lin Muyu's damage reduction capability increased from 8,100 times to 10,000 times. The new talent also increased the endurance of the undead army, reducing all damage they received by half. This effectively tripled Lin Muyu's defense. Thus, Antares decisively used the power of a third-tier true god to blast Lin Moyu back to the human world. After Lin Moyu left, Antares stared at the rapidly repairing space, sighing,
Brat, keep it up. I should get to work too. Zerg, you are truly audacious.
It then raised its head, its eyes glowing brightly. Its power surged, sweeping across the entire ancient battlefield. All beings in the ancient battlefield were instantly immobilized by an invisible pressure. Even the people in the ancient city of Xinsha couldn't move. Everyone was shocked, not knowing what was happening. Some felt like the end of the world was coming, their faces filled with fear. A furious roar echoed from the deep space, and Antares responded with an even more intense roar.
Shut up, or I'll crush you.
The entity in the abyss fell silent. Antares wasn't joking. It was serious. The Zerg manipulating dragon corpses, especially elemental dragon corpses, was a blasphemy against the dragon race. The light in Antares' eyes grew stronger, and the mist around it churned, revealing its massive body. After a few minutes, 2 beams of light shot from Antares' eyes, shattering the space. Beyond the space was layer upon layer of void, filled with lightning and countless energy currents. The beams of light transformed into 2 divine dragons, smashing through the void, revealing a vast starry sky. The unusual starlight from the great world shone through. Antares had forcibly broken the world's barrier, opening a path to the great world. The 2 divine dragons flew into the great world and disappeared, carrying Antares' will to the dragon race. The void quickly closed and returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. Antares squinted its eyes, lowering its head.
Let's see what you guys will do. Brat, if you can't find a way out in the future, I'll open a path for you. After all, you're my friend, my only friend.
Antares' voice was low but full of dominance. Lin Moyu slept peacefully in the waves, waking up the next day to the warm sunlight. He flew up, spreading his undead wings, and headed towards the Xinsha Empire. With his current strength, he could fly at a speed of 10,000 meters per second without using soul power. If he used soul power, his speed would have no limit. Lin Moyu didn't know his current maximum speed. This time, he used all his soul power, injecting it into his undead wings. With a loud boom, space shattered, and in the next second, Lin Moyu had crossed over 1,000 kilometers, entering the Xinsha Empire. A speed of 1,000 kilometers per second, or 1,000,000 meters per second, was faster than ordinary teleportation. The entire flight felt like instant teleportation, breaking through the spatial limit and moving through another dimension. In 3 seconds, Lin Moyu had flown over 3,000 kilometers, arriving above the capital of the Xinsha Empire, Xiaking City. Seeing the familiar Xiaking Academy, Lin Moyu smiled.
I flew too far.
He turned towards Baishan Courtyard. Strangely, flying was prohibited in Xiaking City, but no one stopped him. He saw other professionals flying freely in the air, and a team of soldiers patrolling without stopping the flying professionals.
The rules of the Xinsha Empire have changed.
The world had undergone drastic changes, and it was normal for the Xinsha Empire to change some rules. All non-Xinsha people had become sacrifices in the Blood Clan disaster. Even the Xinsha people had decreased by nearly 20%. Rebuilding the post-disaster world, everything started anew. The world seemed to have returned to its early days, with only the Xinsha people remaining. When the Blood Clan used non-Xinsha people as sacrifices, Lin Moyu was shocked. But Antares' words made him realize that even if these people didn't die now, they would die later. When their small world truly entered the great world, human powerhouses would come. They wouldn't allow non-pure human bloodlines to exist and would use the bloodiest methods to eliminate them. Some extreme powerhouses might even destroy the entire world to ensure no mistakes. Similar events had happened in the long history of the great world. Every race valued their bloodline, If the Blood Clan's actions were known to human powerhouses, it would cause a bloody storm. Baishan Courtyard was as peaceful as ever. As soon as Lin Moyu entered, Bai Yiyuan's cheerful voice called out,
Xiaoyu, come in quickly.
820. Chapter 820, Time to Hold the Wedding. Lin Moyu did not hide his aura. Returning to Baishan Courtyard was like coming home. There was no need to be sneaky. In Baishan Courtyard, Meng Anwen was still the same, lying on that old chair as if he had never moved. Bai Yuan and Yan Guangxing were drinking tea and chatting, seemingly having endless conversations and arguments. Sometimes, when they stopped talking, they would each look up at the sky, lost in their thoughts. At their level, although they still needed to continue cultivating, the more important aspect was comprehension. The level of the soul was paramount. Once the soul level was elevated, enhancing soul power was not difficult. However, to elevate the soul level, one must comprehend the laws and understand nature. The process was not easy, and it was normal to see no progress for years. Lin Moyu approached and poured hot tea for the three of them.
Teacher, have some tea.
No matter how his strength changed, Lin Moyu was still their disciple, and that would never change. Yan Guangxing sighed while drinking tea.
Seeing Xiaoyu makes me feel old.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Teacher, you are in your prime.
Bai Yuan snorted.
Did you hear that? In your prime, go find a wife and have children. My wife is my sword, can't have children.
Yan Guangxing directly refused, giving Bai Yuan no face. Bai Yuan glared at him.
Be careful, or you'll become a eunuch.
Yan Guangxing glared back.
None of your business. Enjoy your leisure time now. In a few months, you'll be busy.
Lin Moyu suddenly realized.
Is mistress pregnant?
Bai Yuan's old face turned red.
Yes, in a few months, the baby will be born. Congratulations, teacher.
Lin Moyu immediately congratulated Bai Yuan. Bai Yuan was nearly 100 years old, truly having a child in his old age. Meng Anwen suddenly spoke.
Xiaoyu, you're not young anymore. It's about time to hold your wedding with Yi.
Bai Yuan also nodded.
Now that everything is settled, it's about time.
Lin Moyu thought of Ning Yi.
I haven't seen Yi for a long time. I wonder how she's doing lately.
Meng Anwen said.
Same as always, that girl is a bit crazy. She formed a small team with a few others and is clearing dungeons all over the world. Now all the dungeons in the world belong to our Xinxia. There are so many dungeons that they can't finish them all, and there's no need to compete. The dungeon hall managed by Old Ning has seen a significant reduction in staff. I've always disliked those foreigners. I didn't expect them to be hybrids created by extraterrestrial races.
Yan Guangxing and Bai Yuan, for once, agreed on something. Lin Moyu drank his tea, thinking that the world in its current state wasn't so bad. Internal strife had been completely eliminated, and now they only needed to unite against external threats, focusing all their efforts on dealing with the deep-sea demons. Meng Anwen looked at Lin Moyu.
What are you thinking?
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Yi and I have an agreement. Once she reaches level 70, we will get married.
Bai Yuan suddenly laughed.
No wonder Yi has been working so hard lately. Good, good. Yi is already level 69, so we can start preparing. It seems we can start preparing. Let's discuss where to hold the wedding and who to invite. Yes, we need to discuss this carefully. After all, the status is different. Xiaoyu is our disciple, and Yi is Old Ning's precious granddaughter. This can't be a simple affair. Let's make it grand and invite everyone who should and shouldn't be invited.
The group began discussing again, and Lin Moyu became an outsider. They didn't ask for his opinion at all. However, Lin Moyu learned about Ning Yi's recent activities. She was training hard with Mo Yun and others, leveling up quickly. She was about to reach level 70, the time they had agreed upon for their marriage. Lin Moyu also checked his own status. The talent giant tree was continuously absorbing power from somewhere and channeling it to him. Even without cultivating, he estimated that he would reach level 90 in a few days. Level 90 was also considered God level, a significant transformation for many professionals. Even though Lin Moyu had already paved the way to becoming a god, there would still be significant changes. First, his attributes would increase significantly. Although attributes didn't matter much, they were a symbol. At least before becoming a super god, attributes were still useful. Once the laws were comprehended deeply enough to start mastering them, and one attribute could be pushed to 10 million, the bottleneck would be broken, and one could step into the super god realm. After reaching the super god level, the four-dimensional attributes would take a back seat. The soul and laws would become the new standards for measuring strength. Lin Muyu's gaze seemed to penetrate space, looking far away.
For the proposal, I can have my teacher handle it. The wedding must include my sister.
Lin Moyu was planning. His sister, Lin Mohan, was his only blood relative in this world. She had to be present at his wedding. Lin Mohan was decisive and strong-willed. After the Emperor D left, who knows what he told her? Lin Mohan told Lin Moyu that everyone has their own path to follow, and she had her own path. Perhaps one day they would meet again at the end. Since then, Lin Moyu had no news of her.
Teacher, have you seen my sister?
Lin Moyu asked. Meng Anwen shook his head.
I haven't seen her personally, but during the internal strife some time ago, there was news of your sister.
Bai Yuan said in a low voice.
At that time, tens of thousands of blood slaves broke into the island where the Creation Academy is located. When we arrived, all the blood slaves at the Creation Academy had been killed. According to the students of the Creation Academy, a goddess flew out from the deepest part of the academy. She wielded dual swords, creating countless sword lights in the air, killing all the blood slaves.
Meng Anwen nodded.
It should have been your sister. We sensed the aura of laws there. Your sister might have reached level 96.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised. He knew his sister's talent could significantly speed up her cultivation, but he didn't expect it to be this fast. Her talent seemed to make her cultivation speed faster as her level increased. With the Emperor D around, Lin Mohan must have also moved her talents. Even after reaching level 90, her talents still played a role.
Was my sister gone when you arrived?
Lin Moyu asked. Meng Anwen nodded.
She should have left. I want to go and see. I'll send you there.
Meng Anwen didn't waste words. With a point of his finger, the Xinxia Tower set up a simple teleportation array, directly leading to the Creation Academy. The Creation Academy was located on an island, with waves crashing against the shore, creating rhythmic sounds. The teleportation array at the Creation Academy lit up, and Lin Moyu emerged from it. The academy was still some distance away. Lin Moyu identified the direction, and with a slight flap of his undead wings, he appeared in the deepest part of the island as if he had teleported. Lin Moyu's soul had reached the third tier and level 96, making it incredibly sensitive. Here, he sensed the aura left by a half-step super god, likely the Emperor D's aura. Besides that, there was also Lin Mohan's aura. The air still held sharp laws, likely belonging to Lin Mohan.
Not just level 96, but level 97.
Lin Moyu judged Lin Mohan's level through the laws. Although he had expected it, he couldn't help but be shocked. 821. Chapter 821. Guard against fire, theft, and best friends. Unknowingly, Lin Mohan's level had already surpassed Meng Anwen's. For her, leveling up seemed to have no bottleneck at all. Lin Moyu followed the aura of the laws to a small mountain, where a cave mansion had been carved out. In this era, such cave mansions carved into mountains were rare. This cave mansion gave Lin Moyu an ancient and weathered feeling, as if it was not a product of this era. Lin Mohan's aura disappeared in front of the cave mansion, but Lin Moyu could roughly judge that Lin Mohan had been here within the past month and had even erupted with laws here. Lin Moyu guessed that she might have been practicing some techniques. There were formations set up outside the cave mansion, and Lin Moyu did not force his way in.
Sis.
He used his soul voice to call out. The soul voice could penetrate formations and would not be blocked by the cave mansion. Lin Moyu believed that as long as Lin Mohan was inside, she would definitely hear him. But after waiting for a while, there was no response. Lin Moyu called out again and waited for a while, but still, there was no response. Lin Moyu's soul power slowly flowed out, trying to penetrate the cave mansion. Suddenly, the door of the cave mansion lit up, blocking Lin Moyu's soul power.
Xiao Yu.
Lin Mohan's voice came from within the formation. Lin Moyu responded.
Sis, you're inside.
Lin Mohan's voice transmitted through the formation.
Xiao Yu, is there something you need?
Lin Moyu listened to her words and slightly frowned. He vaguely felt that something was off with Lin Mohan.
Sis, are you okay?
Lin Moyu asked.
I'm fine.
Lin Mohan's response was firm. Just these two words were somewhat similar to Lin Mohan's usual speaking style. Lin Mohan said,
Xiao Yu, I'm at a critical point in comprehending the laws right now. It's inconvenient for me to be disturbed. I'll come find you after some time.
Lin Moyu vaguely sensed the aura of laws emanating from the cave mansion. Although he was a bit puzzled, he ultimately chose to believe Lin Mohan's words. Rather than saying he chose to believe Lin Mohan's words, it was more accurate to say he understood Lin Mohan. Growing up together, he was very familiar with Lin Mohan's personality. If something was wrong, Lin Mohan would definitely not hide it from him. If she was truly at a critical point in comprehending the laws, it might indeed be difficult for her to be distracted. Lin Moyu had experienced similar situations before. Once immersed in such a state, one would not pay much attention to the passage of time. Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Then I'll leave for now. Sis, remember to come find me after you finish comprehending. I have something to discuss with you. Okay.
After saying this, the formation stopped. Lin Moyu took a deep look at the cave mansion and then turned to leave. He always remembered Lin Mohan's words. Everyone has their own path to walk. Perhaps Lin Mohan was just walking her own path. With a flap of his undead wings, he flew through the sky like lightning. This time, Lin Moyu did not push his speed to the limit. After returning to the mainland, he looked down at the land from the sky, passing over one city after another, watching the people living in each city. The whole world had indeed undergone great changes. After the great disaster, people quickly engaged in rebuilding their homes. Now the entire world belonged to the Xinxia people, and there were no more land disputes. Internal strife had been completely eliminated, and the hard-working and resilient nature of the Xinxia people was fully displayed. Everywhere, diligent people were working and building. The whole world was full of vitality. Along the way, he also saw many outdoor dungeons, with many people organizing teams in front of them. There were also teams clearing outdoor bosses to obtain equipment.
Hey, what a coincidence.
Lin Muyu's mouth suddenly curved into a smile as he sensed Ning Yi's aura. At this moment, his soul was extremely sensitive. Even from a great distance, Lin Moyu could capture Ning Yi's aura. A beam of white light shot into the sky, accompanied by Ning Yi's excited screams. The white light signified a level up. Ning Yi had finally reached level 70. In front of her, a wild boss lay on the ground. This wild boss had become Ning Yi's stepping stone for leveling up. Shuhen smiled.
Why is little Y so happy? Is it because she thinks she can finally get married?
Ning Yi's face turned red.
Sister Shuhan, what nonsense are you talking about?
Shuhan's beautiful eyes stared at Ning Yi.
Oh, you're blushing. Am I talking nonsense? Yuner Xian, do you think I'm talking nonsense?
Ning Yi snorted.
It's not just me who wants to get married. Sister Shuhan, don't you want to get married? I don't know who it is, but someone calls out Lin Jr. brother's name in their sleep.
Ning Yi's words were more powerful than a stellar-level spell, leaving Shuhan speechless, her pretty face turning red. Mo Yun quickly pulled Mu Xianxian 2 steps away, distancing themselves from the battlefield. Ning Yi had the upper hand and didn't let up.
Sister Shuhan, am I wrong?
Shuhan retreated, not knowing how to respond. Montag Yun Visperet in Mu Xiangxians Ea.
Xian, did I talk in my sleep?
Mu Xian thought for a moment.
I don't think so. Did I?
Mo Yun shook her head.
I didn't hear anything.
Shuhan was no match for Ning Yi and quickly called for reinforcements.
Yuner, what did you tell me last time? That if you were to find a husband you would.
Mo Yun's face changed dramatically, rushing to cover Shuhan's mouth.
Don't say it.
Ning Yi was stunned. Why did the usually calm Mo Yun have such a big reaction? And why was her face red? Ning Yi suddenly thought of something.
Sister Yuner, you wouldn't.
Mo Yun immediately shook her head.
No, I never said I wanted to marry her.
Ning Yi was shocked, and Mo Yun realized she had misspoken. Clang. The hammer in Mu Xianxian's hand fell to the ground. Shuhan's eyes lit up.
Xian, didn't you say last time when you were drunk that your favorite person is Lin Jr. brother?
Mu Xianxian shook her head vigorously.
No, I was drunk and talking nonsense.
Shuhan laughed.
That's called speaking the truth after drinking.
Ning Yi mechanically turned her head to look at Mu Xianxian.
Sister Xian, is it true? No, I was really drunk and accidentally said it.
Mu Xianxian denied it desperately. Ning Yi wasn't stupid and quickly pieced things together. For a moment, she didn't know what to do. She felt like she had treated them as sisters, but they wanted to steal her man. Tears welled up in her eyes. The three quickly gathered around, comforting Ning Yi with a flurry of words. Not only was Ning Yi in turmoil, but Lin Moyu in the sky also had a headache. He didn't know what to do. Originally, he wanted to show himself, as he missed Ning Yi after being apart for so long. But now, if he went down, it would probably cause a lot of trouble. Lin Moyu thought for a moment and decided to leave. With a flap of his undead wings, he disappeared without a trace. 822, Chapter 822. Successfully brainwashing Lin Moyu. In the Baishan courtyard, Bai Yiyuan's deafening laughter echoed. Lin Yen Guangxing, standing nearby, did not comment. He had no experience and no right to speak. Bai Yiyuan actually had no right either, but as someone who had been through it, he had no problem making fun of Lin Moyu. Thus, the shameless Bai Yiyuan laughed heartily, giving Lin Moyu no face at all. Lin Moyu could only choose to ignore it. He didn't know when he first realized that his teacher, this awe-inspiring figure in everyone's eyes, was actually such a shameless person. Lin Moyu thought it might have been the first time they went to the bloodshed land. Only Meng Anwen, with a gentle smile, looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu also knew that perhaps only Meng Anwen could give him the answers he sought. This teacher, who was calm and collected, had a hidden depth. He had been through countless flowers but remained untouched by any leaf. He should be able to solve Lin Muyu's problem. Meng Anwen extended his cup, and Lin Moyu immediately poured hot tea into it, respectfully handing back the fragrant cup. When asking for help, one must show the proper attitude. Meng Anwen slowly said,
Only 4?
What do you mean, only 4? Lin Muyu's mouth twitched twice, not knowing how to respond. Meng Anwen continued,
Yi is old Ning's granddaughter, Yuner is old Mo's granddaughter, and Shu Han is the granddaughter of the medicine god Shu. These 3 families are all giants.
The Ning family, the Mo family, and the Shu family were all colossal entities. Any one of them could shake the entire Xinxia Empire, not to mention the 3 families combined. Lin Moyu said,
And they have a good relationship with Yi.
Meng Anwen chuckled.
And there's that girl named Mu Xian, who is simple and has a deep bond with Yi, like sisters. Xiao Yu, let me ask you, do you have feelings for these 3?
Lin Moyu shook his head, indicating he had no such feelings. It wasn't about whether he had feelings for them. It was about whether they had feelings for him. Meng Anwen continued,
Do you dislike them?
Lin Moyu shook his head again.
No.
Thinking about it, he had interacted with all 3 of them. In the eternal battlefield, he had fought alongside Mo Yun, who was decisive and never dragged her feet. A true heroine. He had cleared dungeons with Mu Xianxian, increasing their earnings. Mu Xianxian was simple, like a blank sheet of paper, never competing or fighting, and very obedient. In the academy, Xu Han was like a close elder sister, elegant, intelligent, and understanding. Each of the three was an outstanding woman. Lin Moyu considered them friends but never had any romantic thoughts. Meng Anwen smiled.
Not even a little bit? Or maybe just a little?
Lin Moyu was about to speak but was interrupted by Meng Anwen.
You don't need to answer. Your actions have already given the answer. If you had no feelings at all, you would have straightforwardly told them before. Some things are better said clearly.
Lin Moyu was slightly stunned.
Is that so? Isn't it?
Meng Anwen sipped his tea. His eyes filled with amusement. Lin Moyu, usually calm and quick to judge, was truly clueless when it came to emotions. Meng Anwen said,
Most things in the world can be divided into black and white, but not emotions. If you truly have no feelings, just tell them clearly, so they don't wait in vain. Don't be like old Bai, stringing people along for half a lifetime before finally getting together.
Bai Yuan's laughter abruptly stopped. How did the conversation turn to him? Yan Guangxing held back his laughter.
Exactly. A clueless fool like you has no right to make fun of Xiaoyu.
Bai Yuan snorted.
Better than you, an old bachelor. That's because I don't want to find one. If I wanted to, I could have plenty.
Lin Moyu tuned out their bickering and continued seeking Meng Anwen's advice. Meng Anwen pointed a finger, creating a simple formation that enveloped them, isolating outside sounds.
Xiaoyu, actually, the teacher's advice is to marry them all.
Meng Anwen's heartfelt words shocked Lin Moyu. Marry them all? He had never thought of that. Meng Anwen said,
Besides Yi, the other three are your friends, right? And they are also Yi's friends, right? Imagine if you only marry Yi. Wouldn't it be awkward between you all in the future? You might not even remain friends. And the three of them would be heartbroken, and Yi wouldn't be happy either. Instead of making things awkward, why not marry them all?
Lin Moyu was at a loss for words. His teacher's logic was truly eye-opening. Could problems really be solved this way? Meng Anwen chuckled.
With your status in the empire, you have special privileges. Marrying a few more is no problem. As for those old folks, I'll handle them for you. Don't worry, in families like Yi's and Mo Yun's, it's not uncommon to have multiple wives. Old Ning has 3 wives. And you said it yourself, the 4 of them haven't fought, which says something.
Meng Anwen's words seemed reasonable, but Lin Moyu still felt something was off. Meng Anwen continued,
A real man shouldn't hesitate. Either marry them all or none at all. It's up to you.
Lin Moyu suddenly asked,
Teacher, why didn't you marry?
Meng Anwen laughed.
Too many people can't handle it.
One sentence left Lin Moyu speechless. Too many people. Indeed, there were quite a few. That day he saw no less than 20. There might be even more he hadn't seen. In his youth, Meng Anwen was recognized as the most handsome man in the Xinxia Empire, with countless admirers. Meng Anwen continued to talk to Lin Moyu. Either marry them all or none at all. If he only married one, 3 would be heartbroken, and he would lose 3 friends. The Xinxia Empire's tradition wasn't monogamy. Generally, capable men would marry several wives. In the end, under Meng Anwen's persuasion, Lin Moyu was successfully brainwashed. The rest was left to Meng Anwen and the others. According to the Xinxia Empire's tradition, a proposal must be made by an elder. Meng Anwen was the best candidate. At the Ning family in Xiaoqing, a transfer formation was in operation. Ning Yi sat quietly in the center of the formation, receiving the baptism of the laws of heaven and earth. The formation was personally set up by Meng Anwen, the best transfer formation among the human race. Sensing Ning Yi's state within the formation, Meng Anwen knew there would be no problems. Next, it would depend on Ning Yi's luck. Ning Yi had the elemental godstone given by Lin Moyu, which could increase the probability of career sublimation. Coupled with the formation set up by Meng Anwen and the numerous treasures provided by the Ning family, the probability of career sublimation exceeded 50%. Ning Yi also had the Talent Godstone and the Skill Godstone. Not only could she awaken talents, but she could also enhance her skills. Lin Moyu had taken a completely different path, so these items were useless to him and were all given to Ning Yi. With these items, even if Ning Yi didn't achieve career sublimation, it wouldn't have much impact. Meng Anwen stood side by side with Ning Tairan, while everyone else stood 10 meters away. Regardless of their status or position, they were not qualified to stand alongside them. Meng Anwen whispered,
Old Ning, I'm here to propose on behalf of Xiao Yu.
Ning Tairan seemed to have expected this, his eyes gleaming.
Good.
823. Chapter 823. One more doesn't make a difference. Ning Tairan agreed very straightforwardly, without any hesitation. Lin Moyu was slightly surprised.
You agreed just like that? Did you expect me to refuse?
Ning Tairan retorted with a hint of strangeness.
You old guy, don't you always guard your precious granddaughter like she's the most important thing in the world? Does guarding her help? If I don't agree, will it work? Will you let me off?
3 rhetorical questions, each one making perfect sense. The prepared arguments were rendered useless. Originally, Lin Moyu thought that this old guy, Ning Tairan, would be proud and require some persuasion. Unexpectedly, he agreed immediately, which surprised Lin Moyu.
Ning Tairan sighed.
Let's discuss a time later, then you can give some betrothal gifts, and we'll settle the matter.
Lin Moyu said in a low voice.
Old Ning, there's a bit of a problem.
Ning Tairan's eyebrows furrowed.
What problem? Does the boy not want to marry?
Lin Moyu shook his head slightly.
It's not that. It's about Mo Yun and Shu Han. What about them?
Ning Tairan didn't understand for a moment. Lin Moyu looked at Ning Tairan, took a deep breath, and decided to speak frankly. He once again demonstrated his strong persuasive ability, mixing in his own thoughts. As Ning Tairan listened, he became more and more entangled, his eyebrows furrowing tighter. After listening, Ning Tairan thought for a long time and finally couldn't help but ask.
What does he say?
Lin Moyu glanced at Ning Tairan.
I haven't asked yet. I'll ask her later. First, I need to know if you agree. If you don't, then I won't mention it. Anyway, the marriage between Xiao Yu and Yi won't change. It will proceed as planned. As for the other 3, I'll talk to them. If it doesn't work out, we won't be friends anymore, and we won't meet to avoid awkwardness.
The Ning family, Mo family, and Shu family had been friends for generations, a tradition that had continued for many years. Although it was a matter between the younger generation, these younger ones were the treasures of their families. If their relationship soured, it would mean a rift between the families. Ning Tairan had to consider this. Seeing Ning Tairan's hesitation, Lin Moyu knew he was wavering and seized the opportunity.
It's up to you. We've known each other for so many years, through life and death, so I'm asking for your opinion first.
Lin Moyu flattered Ning Tairan, making him feel good. Ning Tairan clearly enjoyed it. There were few people in the world who could compare to him. Lin Moyu was one of them, so his flattery was very effective. After careful consideration, Ning Tairan finally made a decision.
As long as he has no objections, I reluctantly agree.
Lin Moyu got the answer he wanted. Everything else was manageable. The most troublesome part was Ning Tairan. Once Ning Tairan agreed, Lin Moyu was confident about Mo Xinghai and Shu Yaoshan. Suddenly, there was a loud rumble, and beams of light descended from the sky, followed by the surging of laws.
Career sublimation!
Ning Tairan exclaimed with joy in his eyes. Ning Yi successfully triggered career sublimation, which would greatly enhance her abilities. Then Ning Yi took out 2 divine stones, the Talent God Stone and the Skill God Stone. The Talent God Stone could awaken a new talent. The Skill God Stone could enhance existing skills. These items were originally intended for Lin Moyu, but since he took a different path, they were no longer useful to him. Half a day later, Ning Yi's third career change was successfully completed. The transfer formation slowly stopped, and Ning Yi, with a playful smile, said,
Grandpa Meng, thank you.
Lin Moyu laughed.
From now on, you should change how you address me.
Ning Yi immediately understood the implication, her face turning red.
But if I call you that, won't you be a generation younger than my grandpa?
Lin Moyu laughed.
We each have our own titles, no need to be so particular. Your grandpa won't take advantage of me.
Ning Tairan snorted.
I'm not that old.
Lin Moyu laughed.
See, your grandpa is very reasonable. Grandpa Meng has something to discuss with you and wants your opinion.
Ning Yi had matured a lot over the years, becoming more composed. She blinked her big eyes.
Go ahead.
Lin Moyu said.
Let's talk somewhere else. This is just between you and me.
Ning Yi glanced at her grandpa, who had no objections, and then led Lin Moyu to the side. Lin Moyu set up a soundproof formation. Ning Tairan watched the two inside the formation. Although he couldn't hear what they were saying, he could judge from Ning Yi's expression. To his surprise, his precious granddaughter didn't have much of a reaction. It was completely different from what he had expected. Not only did she not react strongly, but she even nodded. It seemed like she agreed. After a short conversation, Lin Moyu removed the formation.
Old Ning, I'll be off to visit the Mo and Shu families. You should prepare as well. I'll come back in a few days.
As soon as Lin Moyu left, Ning Tairan immediately pulled Ning Yi aside.
What did Grandpa Meng say to you?
Ning Yi blushed.
Grandpa Meng said he would come to propose in a few days, and you already agreed. And?
Ning Yi's face turned even redder, her head lowering slightly.
Grandpa Meng also said that Sister Mo Yun, Sister Shu Han, and maybe even Sister Xian Xian might marry Lin Moyu with me.
Ning Tairan blew his beard.
You agreed?
Ning Yi nodded slightly. Ning Tairan sighed deeply. Seeing Ning Yi's reaction, he already knew she had agreed. Ning Tairan asked,
Tell Grandpa, what do you think? Lin Moyu is marrying 4 at once.
Ning Yi lowered her head.
I didn't think much about it. Grandpa, didn't you marry 3? Lin Moyu is so outstanding. 1 more doesn't make a difference.
Ning Tairan felt a blockage in his chest, unable to speak. Yes, he had married 3, so why couldn't Lin Moyu marry 4? It seemed reasonable. In the past, during the fiercest wars, to continue the bloodline and produce more strong individuals, it was normal for the strong in the Xinxia Empire to have multiple wives and children. This tradition had been preserved through history. Lin Moyu was arguably the most outstanding and powerful man in the world. If he wanted, marrying hundreds or thousands wouldn't be a problem. Ning Tairan had nothing more to say and sighed deeply. When Lin Moyu returned, he was smiling. Everything was settled. Mo Xinghai and Shu Yaoshan had no objections. Lin Moyu also asked Mo Yun and Shu Han. Although they were shy, they eventually agreed. As for Mu Xianxian, she had no parents and was raised by the president of the Jialan Guild. Lin Moyu went to the Jialan Guild and received a very satisfactory result. Next was the formal proposal and setting the wedding date. Lin Moyu didn't need to worry about these things, as his teachers Lin Moyu, Bai Yuan, and Yan Guangxing took care of everything. Lin Moyu just had to enjoy the results. 824. Chapter 824. 1 month later. I will come to pick you up. A few days later, Meng Anwen, Bai Yuan, and Yan Guangxing arrived together to propose marriage. The 3 first went to the Ning family and discussed the wedding date with Ning Tairan. Next, the 3 of them went to the Mo family, the Shu family, and the Jialan Guild. After discussions, the wedding was set for 1 month later. The 3 were very high profile, making no attempt to hide anything. As a result, the news of Lin Moyu's upcoming marriage spread like wildfire throughout the Xinxia Empire. Most people in the Xinxia Empire looked up to Lin Moyu as a role model, and no one thought there was anything wrong with him marrying 4 women. Some even thought that Lin Moyu was marrying too few and that he should marry dozens or even hundreds to be enough. Lin Moyu was both amused and exasperated when he heard this news.
Are they trying to turn me into a stud horse?
According to the customs of the Xinxia Empire, once the wedding date was set, the couple was not allowed to meet. Lin Moyu had a lot on his mind over the next few days. He knew that his feelings for Mo Yun, Shu Han, and Mu Xianxian were not deep, but he did have some affection for them. All three were beauties, and each had a charm that was hard for ordinary people to resist. So subconsciously, Lin Moyu did not oppose the idea. This was a normal psychological reaction that did not need to be avoided. Lin Moyu faced his true feelings, knowing what he wanted. Right or wrong, as long as he believed in it, it was enough. As for Ningyi, she also found it normal. After all, in her large family, many elders had multiple wives. Even her most respected grandfather had 3 wives, and all 3 grandmothers treated her very well. Growing up in such a family, Ningyi had long accepted this. Lin Muyu's wedding preparations had already begun, but it was Meng Anwen and the others who were busy with the arrangements, leaving Lin Moyu with nothing to do. In the deepest part of the Creation Academy, Lin Moyu appeared in front of a cave mansion. His soul power slowly flowed, activating the formation in front of the cave mansion.
Sis!
His soul voice transmitted into the cave mansion. Lin Mohan's aura faintly emanated from the formation, and Lin Moyu felt that Lin Mohan seemed to have grown stronger. Her aura had become more majestic, and the laws were extremely dense. It seemed she was already close to becoming a half-step super god. In just a few days, Lin Mohan's strength had increased significantly. At this rate, it wouldn't take more than 10 days to half a month for Lin Mohan to become a half-step super god. Just like Jiang Yi, a level 98 half-step super god. Such a rapid increase in level made even Lin Moyu envious. Gaining soul power was not difficult. The challenge was in comprehending the laws and elevating the soul level. Lin Moyu couldn't help but wonder what kind of talent Lin Mohan had to ignore bottlenecks so easily.
Xiaoyu, what's the matter?
Lin Mohan's voice transmitted through the formation. Her voice was full of energy, calm and unhurried, indicating that nothing was wrong. Lin Moyu said,
My wedding date is set. It will be held in a month at the King Academy. Really?
Lin Mohan's voice was filled with surprise.
Is it with that girl?
Lin Moyu replied,
Yes, with and also with others.
Lin Mohan's voice rose several pitches.
Really?
Lin Moyu confirmed,
There are 4 in total. Little brother, you finally figured it out. Our Lin family can finally flourish.
Lin Mohan was very happy, her aura fluctuating violently, and the laws clashed with a booming sound. Lin Moyu was now more certain that his sister was fine, and his doubts from the past few days were completely dispelled.
Sis, will you come? Of course, how could I miss my little brother's wedding?
Lin Mohan agreed without hesitation. Satisfied, Lin Moyu did not continue to disturb Lin Mohan. He could feel the fluctuations of the laws in the cave mansion, knowing that Lin Mohan might be at a critical point. Inside the cave mansion, in a small stone chamber, Lin Mohan faced a stone wall and said,
Can you wait another month? You're not resisting this time?
The stone wall suddenly emitted starlight, and a majestic voice echoed. The voice carried a heavy pressure, instantly suppressing all the laws in the stone chamber. Not only were the laws immobilized, but Lin Mohan was also suppressed. It felt as if a 1,000-pound weight was pressing down on her.
Is resistance useful?
Lin Mohan sighed.
Indeed, it is not. I will give you 1 more month. In 1 month, I will come to pick you up.
The voice disappeared, and the stone wall stopped glowing. All the laws resumed their flow. Lin Mohan's eyelids twitched. The owner of this voice had spoken before, and each time it was terrifying. Compared to her teacher, Emperor Di, the owner of this voice was countless times more terrifying. Lin Mohan felt a headache coming on, holding her forehead.
Who takes disciples like this? Forced recruitment, I've heard of forced sales, but forced discipleship?
She only dared to think this but not say it out loud. Lin Moyu clearly remembered that when she broke through to level 96, the other party suddenly appeared and said he wanted to take her as a disciple. Even if she opposed, it was useless. The other party's strength was so overwhelming that she couldn't resist at all. Moreover, the other party was extremely domineering. If she didn't agree, he would destroy this world. Lin Moyu had no doubt about this. She believed the other party wasn't just making empty threats but truly had the power to do so. So Lin Moyu tried every possible way to stall him, but it was of little use. During this time, besides cultivating, she talked to the other party. Although the other party's attitude was not great, full of pressure and arrogance, he was still willing to talk to her. Lin Moyu gradually learned some things about the great world. Some things Emperor D had mentioned before. She knew that outside her world, there was a great world. But Emperor D didn't know much and wasn't clear about it. Now, she had a certain understanding of the great world. The other party had said that once she reached the half-step super god level, he would come to pick her up. Lin Moyu originally thought she could stop cultivating. But the other party didn't give her a chance, forcibly infusing her with vast soul power and various insights into the laws. Under this force-feeding method, even if Lin Moyu was unwilling, her level kept increasing. Lin Moyu tried various ways to resist, but all were ineffective. The other party didn't even allow her to leave the room. Under such circumstances, Lin Moyu's level increased rapidly, as if she were on a rocket. In the end, Lin Moyu had no choice but to compromise.
1 month, just 1 more month.
Lin Moyu held her head. In 1 month, she would definitely be taken away by the other party and become a disciple of a stranger. No matter what, she had to attend Lin Moyu's wedding first. Leaving the Creation Academy, on the way back, Lin Moyu's body suddenly emitted a pure white light. Then a beam of light descended from the sky, enveloping him. The light beam connected heaven and earth, shooting into the vast ocean. For a moment, the wind and clouds surged, and the waves roared. Lin Moyu's body began to emit a strange aura, and waves of pressure continuously spread out.
Level up.
Lin Moyu murmured to himself. He had expected to level up in the next few days, but didn't expect it to come earlier than anticipated. Level 90, also known as the God level. It was a significant transformation. There were many descriptions of the God level, each different, but none could fully explain the God level. Everyone's understanding was different, and the information they received was naturally different. Antares had told him that he must reach level 90 in the human world, but didn't explain the specific reason. Everything needed to be understood on his own. 825.